Hello and welcome, my name is Hovik, and today we're going to be talking about the magic of sound. Now, sound is used a lot in many different magical traditions, as well as other spiritual traditions that are not magical, for various purposes. Sound can be used to harmonize, to balance, to heal, to banish, and to also raise energy. Now, there are many different ways that you can do this, and I'm going to talk about a couple different devices and tools that make sound and what they're used for and how you can utilize those. One of the most commonly used magical tools for sound is the bell. This is a bell. Now, bells are a great magical tool because they do a number of different things. In many magical traditions, bells are used to signify the start and end of particular parts in a ritual. They can also be used to call forth spirits. Now, you use them to call forth spirits because sound, especially this kind of sound, like a bell, is harmonious. It's beautiful, right? And it has that drawing quality. When you hear a bell, you go towards the sound, right? Just like anything else. So spirits react the same way. So sometimes when you're doing a magic working and you want to draw spirits in, you may ring a bell upon your altar or in the space to call the spirits forward, to draw them into your space. Another way that you can do that as well is by using a rattle. A rattle is another powerful magical tool. Can also be used to call forth spirits as well. I like to use a rattle more specifically for either kicking up or breaking apart energy that's stagnant. Because for me, a rattle shakes energy. It's a little bit less harmonious, which is not necessarily true because it can be played harmoniously. I can play a rattle for meditation, for a beat, but I traditionally like to use a rattle for breaking energy up because it's good because I can control the speed and the frequency of the rattle depending on how hard I shake it. So it's really good for shaking energy up when you feel like the energy of a space is stuck, or if you feel your own personal energy is stuck, or if somebody comes to you and they feel stuck and they feel kind of tired, you can take the rattle and shake it around them and it will break the energy up to then allow for you to work with it to pull things out of them, pull things away from them, or to harmonize the energy. Another tool that's used for the same kind of thing as far as harmonizing is concerned and balancing is a singing bowl. Now, this is the singing bowl. The way that you play a singing bowl is you need a singing bowl and you need a mallet. Now, when you get mallets, depending on where you're getting them from, they will usually have two sides. A side that has some suede, and then a side that is bare that's just wood. For most singing bowls, you want to use just the wooden part to create the sound. The way that you play a singing bowl is you lay it flat on your palm, just like this. You take the mallet, you hold it, and you want to press it firm enough to be firm, but not enough to where it slides off, obviously. We want to press it against the side of the singing bowl and slowly work it around, building speed, and it will create a harmonious sound, and you'll hear it. Just like that. Now what that does is it's a beautiful sound and it harmonizes. So I can use a singing bowl if I want to harmonize the energy of a space. I can play that and it will radiate out from inside the singing bowl, out into the space, harmonizing the space if I feel the energy is too chaotic or too crazy or needs healing. It can also be used, for a person as well. Now, if you don't want to play a singing bowl or are unable to play a singing bowl, you can also just tap it gently and it will also play just like that, and you can do the same thing with that. Now, another thing that you can do with any of these tools, especially with either a bell or a singing bowl, or even with this little guy, which is a chime, is you can read the energy of a space. And the way that you do that is you can enter a space, and if I want to figure out the energy of a space, I can go around with a singing bowl or a bell and play it and listen, because what's happening is I'm hitting the bowl, it's creating a sound, and the sound is reverberating out into the space, touching all the physical objects and energies that are around. And if you pay attention, you'll notice in certain spots, the sound might be just a little off. It may not be playing as beautifully as it did in another space. And that's a good indication of, okay, well, I need to maybe play some more music there or play some sound there to harmonize and balance the energy. So that's how you use sound as far as a bell or a singing bowl or a rattle is concerned, or even a chime is concerned. Now, the last one I want to talk about really quickly as far as sound is concerned is the sound of your voice. This is the most inexhaustible form of magic that exists, is your voice and your spoken word, your breath. Creates music and creates sound that is very powerful. Also, speaking in general is a very powerful magical tool. We take it for granted because it's so normal to us that we don't ever notice that it carries a lot of power. A lot of places will teach you and talk about your words having power. This is true because, again, what you're doing is you're taking thought and you're transmuting the thought into physical form, into harmony. It's pushing it out, expelled by your breath, into the physical realm and being birthed and created. So spoken word is another powerful way to utilize energy. So speaking, chanting, singing is powerful. Rhyme is another powerful way, or even if you are able to, toning and singing with your voice is another way to harmonize or to call forth energy in a space. Now, if you have none of these tools available, you can also clap. Clapping is another way to break energy up, as well as to stir energy up as well. Again, so utilizing different kinds of energy, you can see how different types of sound do different things. Harmonious sounds are better for balance and for healing and for kind of reading the energy of a space. Sounds that are a little bit more aggressive, like a rattle or clapping, or even, again, depending on how hard you play the bell, can also work to that as well. Can be used to break energy up or to kind of stir the energy up to allow for you to work a little bit better. Again, that's all that I have today for you guys. I hope you enjoyed learning about sound and what it's good for and how to use it. If you have any questions, please feel free to leave a comment down below, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.